Okay, let's go ahead and start. We've got a good group here to start, and I'll just do a quick introduction here and then pass it over. My name's Geoff O'Keefe. I've met some of you. I'm the Executive Director of Zen Peacemakers, and this is our Peacemaker Circle format where we take an hour and a half once a week, sometimes twice a week, and explore some aspect of the various areas of focus for Zen Peacemakers. And these could be any number of things from war and conflict to homelessness to refugees, imprisoned people, end of life, uh, spirituality, the arts, whatever it might be. So, uh, and I always need to say this at the beginning. Everything we do, we offer for free, other than our in-person bearing witness retreats. Um, but a lot of energy goes into doing this. So if you're inclined and if you have the means to do so, if you can help us out with a donation at the website, we will all be most appreciative. So today I'm really uh, delighted to have our good friend Jacqueline Kramer back. Jacqueline's done, I don't know, two or three programs before. Maybe I'm missing, maybe there's four. It's been a while here, and Jacqueline's been part of the Zen Peacemaker Order uh, formation as well, if I recall, and and is steeped in what it is that we do. But Jacqueline comes in with a really unique perspective on practice and on our work that's really informed by the arts. So today she's going to talk to us about just sitting and noticing, and I won't try to explain beyond that. I'll let her do that. And did we mention this before? We are recording this. So if you have friends, colleagues, family, anybody else who might be interested, uh, it takes a few days to get processed and put up on the website. But you can go to the website and watch this and share it with somebody else. So with that, Jacqueline, I'm going to thank you heartily. Really nice to see you, and I so appreciate you doing this. And I'll be here, but I'm going to mute myself. So there you go.
Thanks, Geoff. Good morning, everybody. I'm coming to you from, I got a thing from Annie that she's having trouble getting in, Geoff. I just got an email or something from her. It flashed across my screen. I'm coming to you from Sonoma, California, and it's cold, and I can see Nome, who's in San Francisco, is also cold. It's kind of like damp cold, goes into your bones. Um, and I'm so glad that you're here today and that we could share this time together. Uh, I I'm an artist, and I've done mostly my degrees in painting and sculpture, and I did mostly large abstract paintings. But now I've moved into doing botanical illustration. And so I'm going to share with you um, my entry and your entry point, if you like, into drawing. And so we'll start with a PowerPoint, and let me see how I do this. Here I go to, I just want to thank you for being here and joining me this morning. And today, the layout of what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, I'm going to share this slideshow that I spent much time getting to you here. And then um, we'll go, we'll do a guided meditation, and then we'll do drawing, and and then we'll have a discussion. So that's the layout of today. So move forward. Okay. So why make art when the world is on fire? And that's a question that I think people, because art is such an enjoyable process, a lot of people feel guilty making art during times when there's so much suffering going on in the world. So, um, uh, art is often the first thing to be eliminated when there's budget issues. And it's really thought of as extra and not necessary. And so I just wanted to say a couple words about that before we get started. Uh, why did cavemen, when uh, oh, good, Annie's here. Cavemen who were just on survival made art. Art has been made since the beginning of time as a, here comes somebody else. Okay. Um, it's something that is so innately human and so um what's the word? It's everywhere in every culture. And there's a reason for that. Um, art is art is something that is uh, human, that is absolutely essential to being human, and it's not extra. It's an essential part of our humanity, and something that if we let go of, we're letting go of what is essential. I don't know if I'm making too much sense right now, but even in Nazi camps, the children drew butterflies on the walls. Drawing and making art is something that is important during really difficult times like we're living in right now. So, I want to share with you the three tenets of drawing, taking the three tenets of the Zen Peacemakers and applying it to drawing. Uh, Not knowing, staying simple, drawing with not knowing mind, letting go of, I can't read this, letting go of making something and being with what you see in the moment. So the blank page that the artist looks at is a perfect metaphor for not knowing. It's just a page. It's when you're going to draw something, you have in front of you an empty page of paper. Bearing witness, the process, engaging with the world just as it is, meeting the leaf as this leaf now rather than a leaf. And that's a real difference when you really have in front of you whatever it is you're going to draw, rather than making it into this is a leaf. You learn how to really be with what's in front of you and draw what's in front of you without minimalizing it as a uh, in a word. And then compassionate action is when you enter something with not knowing and bearing witness, your drawing becomes just naturally uh, authentic and beautiful. So, another way of saying this is how Mary Oliver said in her poem, Instructions for Living a Life. And I love this poem. Pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. And that's how we're going to approach drawing today. And that's how I approach my drawing is, and it becomes a meditation. Drawing becomes a meditation. Paying attention, really looking at what's in front of us and really allowing it to express its unique qualities, and then just telling about it. And we'll get into that more when we start drawing. You'll see about the telling about it piece. So taking just a pencil and a paper today, I usually do my work in color, but for the sake of this morning's time together, I don't know what crayons or what pencils or watercolors you have. So it's easier to just, oh, just a second, it went backward. There we go. It's easier to just use pencil to begin with. So it doesn't take much to get started with art. You don't need a lot of supplies. You can, as you go on, really get it into supplies. And I love going to art supply stores and finding new things to work with. But it's also very beautiful to go back to the beginning and to the most simple thing, which is just paper and pencil, or whatever you have, a masonite board or whatever it is you have, um, to go back to the very, very simple, the simplest way of doing it. Oh, I'm going in the wrong direction. Okay. So as you go along with your work, you start seeing more things. You start seeing shadow. You start seeing the dancing, delicate movement of what's in front of you, and details just keep getting added. I want to emphasize here too, I don't know if any of you are already doing art. Some of you may be new to it, but there's a real um, unhelpful myth that art is just for some people. Some people are talented and others aren't. And the fact is that there's the art and there's the craft. The art is what is inside of you, allowing that to be expressed. The craft is how to do shadows, um, how to do the dark and the light and the shape and all of these things. All of that can be learned. None of that is something people are born with. And I'm speaking from experience here, because when I went to art school, I studied, it was during the 70s, and it was in the New York style at Bennington College. And I did large stain paintings. I did not have one drawing class the whole time I was in art school. And so I've gone all this time, and I'm 74. I've gone all this time without taking any drawing classes, and I'm taking them now. So I'm learning how to draw right now. And I get to bring that to you as a example of how it's a learned thing. I'm watching myself develop skill and ability. So that's the craft, and craft can be learned. And that's whether you're with music, it would be like learning the cycle of fifths, the scales, and these sorts of things. All of that, anybody can learn. The art is about being willing to take a leap into the not knowing. So those are the two major elements to any art form, is the craft and the art. And just remember that what you're seeing in front of you, you could all do that. If you practice enough, if you do enough leaves, you will get better and better and better. And that's just what happens. And then you could do that. However, to have the work be soulful, that's about being willing to enter into not knowing with your work, and willing to be authentic. So I wanted to share with you, and this is getting this thing out. Oh my God, this thing is a pain in the butt. Um, I wanted to share with you one of my favorite botanical artists, the first one to do just leaves, Rory McEwen. He drew and painted in the 70s. He was also a musician and um, had a show called Hullabaloo. I think it was like a folk music thing. Um, he's Scottish and he learned drawing as a very young boy, and it was just like a hobby. In England, a lot of people in the upper classes, I guess, uh, learn drawings and just an important part of their educational process. So he uh, was doing his work in the 70s, and he knew a lot of the uh, famous abstract artists. And he didn't think of his work is as impactful as theirs, but it really, really is. It has totally changed the whole botanical illustration field. Um, Previously, uh, it was just used to designate for scientific journals and things like that. And he brought it into the realm of art. He brought just drawing a leaf into the realm of art. And so here's another. I don't know if this is in your way or not. Let's see if I can get this out of the way. Oh, electronics. Okay, let's try this. Okay, that's better. Um, this is one of his paintings, and I want you to really take a good look at that. It's a masterwork. This is a masterwork in drawing leaves. And so I wanted to share this with you. And it's very precious also because he didn't take the perfect leaf at autumn leaf in the perfect moment of its life. He took something that we would trample underfoot, and he showed us the beauty of that. And I think that is just so brilliant. And it's much more complex than just a leaf that's all intact. There's so much to that drawing. And it's such a for me, it's been such a lesson in looking around and seeing the beauty in what's there, not just the beauty in what's obviously classically would be considered beautiful, but the beauty in everything. And if this is just something that people would rake up and throw in the trash, and he's seen the beauty in it. And there's something uh so magical and important about that. So I was going to the doctor's office the other day. Gotta move this thing again. And oh, there we go. So I was going to the doctor's office the other day, and I looked down on the ground and I saw this uh uh where the leaves had pressed into the pavement, had dyed the pavement from the rain. And I think this is just such a beautiful piece of art. And this is uh, the kind of abstract art that this leads me toward the abstraction of what we're talking about and doing today. Let's see here. There we go. Um, so it's a reminder to really look around and see the beauty in all of the little things that you don't even think about uh, generally. Art can really, um, making art and looking at art can really deepen appreciation for this world and for what is in front of us, and a non-judgmental, um, more expansive view of what is art and what is beauty. So let's talk. So we talked a little bit about the art of drawing. And now I think I want to share a little bit about the craft of drawing with you, because that's the other side. And that's the side when people take art classes, that's mostly what they're wanting to learn about. So the craft, when you start the craft of art, it's really great to use the best quality materials that you could find, because you get a different result and it's very encouraging. Um, Materials do make a difference, but you get the best you can, but you work with what you have. And people work with anything. Um, there's so many cases of people from all over the world making art out of whatever they can get their hands on. Like in the South during slavery, the women made quilts, and I don't know if you've seen any of those quilts, but I recommend checking that out. They're exquisite works of art. Um, and making music out of whatever you have. You can make absolutely gorgeous art out of anything. However, if you could get really good materials, I really recommend that because it does make a difference. Um, and with visual art, it's a fun thing to do, to go down to the art supply store and to check out the different kinds of paper there are. It Different kinds of paper really give a different effect. Um, Feel the paper. Sometimes they let you draw on a little piece of it. Um, so the more you can try out different papers, you'll find the paper that speaks to you. And we're all different, and there'll be some paper that you love that somebody else doesn't. It's a real personal thing. Okay, now this is a very simple but a very important part of the craft of drawing, which is what we're doing today. Keep your pencil very, very sharp and keep sharpening it. And this is something that I was taking botanical illustration drawing, and they just say, sharpen your pencil, sharpen. You keep hearing it over and over again. Very simple, but really important to do. Um, and then there's the composition of the piece. You could think about where you want to place what you're drawing. Do you want it left? Do you want it right in the center? Do you want it left? Do you want it to the right? Do you want it higher up? These are all things that when you're looking at art, you'll see different artists really put a lot of attention into where on the page they place the work. So like there's some landscapes you'll see um, where it's like 90% sky and 10% land, or just the opposite. Or these are all choices that you'll make when you look at your blank paper and make a decision about where you're going to place your drawing. And then there is the part of looking, the part of looking. That's the part of the materials. And then there's the part of looking. Notice where the light hits the leaf and where are the shadows. So before you even put pencil to paper, It's about sitting and really looking at what you're about to draw. So you notice where the light hits the leaf and where the shadows are. You notice the path of the veins that the water takes to travel through the leaf. Check out the veins. What are they doing? Are there lots of big leaves? Uh, are there, oh my God. Excuse me. Excuse me. Just a second. Okay, thank you. Um, that's the other phone going. Uh, Notice any textures on the leaf. What is the texture of leaf? Is it a smooth? Is it nubbed? What is the texture like? And any darker light spots? Where are they? And what is the size of the leaf? Now, when you do botanical illustration, you they have you do the exact size of the leaf because that's a piece of information that the botanist wants to put down. But with botanical art, it's different. With botanical art, you do whatever size you want to do, but notice the size of the leaf because that's a factor. Um, and what function did the leaf serve for the plant it belonged to? When you're looking at a leaf, you're looking at an individual. This leaf, this particular leaf that you're sitting with, had a life, and it's in the middle of its life when it comes to you. What part, where is it in its life? What it's, it's, it makes you more intimate with the leaf to think about what its life has been like. So it started as a little bud and it just developed from there. And to really honor that, let me see, somebody's in the waiting room. There we go. To honor that with the leaf. So pretty soon, in a minute, we'll start our drawing. And I just wanted to lay out what we're going to do so you know ahead of time. Um, I'll do a guided meditation with you, a very short guided meditation. And before we start that, you'll set up your paper, you'll sharpen your pencil, and you'll have your leaf ready in front of you too. And then I'll put you through the guided meditation, and then we'll move right into drawing from that. You'll notice the leaf in front of you and staying in that same space of being and presence. Um, and we'll spend a little bit of time together looking and appreciating the leaf. And then we'll do blind contour drawing, which I'll explain to you what that's like, what that's about. And then a contour drawing, and then a drawing with the non-dominant hand, and then we'll have a discussion. So that's basically it. I'm going to talk you through all of it. I just wanted to beforehand give you the lay of the land so you have a sense of what we'll be doing. If you like this process, so basically I'm introducing you to a practice of using drawing as a form of meditation, which is what I do in my botanical work. So I'm sharing that with you this morning. And if you find that it's something that you enjoy and that you want to continue with, I highly encourage doing that. Um, so Henry David Thoreau said, I formerly thought that it would be worth the while to get a specimen leaf from each changing tree, shrub, and herbaceous plant when it had acquired its brightest characteristic color in its transition from the green to the brown state, outline it and copy its color exactly with paint in a book, which should be entitled October or Autumnal Tints. What a memento such a book would be. I liked that quote. Um, and so it's just an encouragement to, if you like this process, it's really delightful to make it into a practice where maybe you pick up a leaf each day. Maybe you have a little notebook, and each day you pick up a different leaf and you do it. You go through whatever your version of this process is with that leaf. And it's just amazing to watch how over time you develop your ability to see more things develops. You can see it on the page, and it's quite delightful to have a chronicle of that. So, okay, now I am going to end share screen, but first I have to get, all right, share. Okay, how do I get out of this now? Okay, nope, that's not what I want to do. I want to stop sharing.
It should be up at the top of what you're sharing.
Um, it is, oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Stop share. There we go.
There you go.
Okay. And yet it is not stop. Has it stopped sharing?
Yes, yeah, we're clear.
Okay. I'm obviously technically challenged here. Um, okay. So, is there any questions about what I've said so far? Is there anything before we go into the drawing? Is there anything anybody wants to say or share? Yeah, no.
I'm just curious if for today it's important to use pencil versus some other material because of the way you're going to be guiding it.
No, I would stay with pencil today, just for this, because it's easier, because we'll all be doing the same thing.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions before we go to it? Looks like someone's fallen asleep there. Okay. All right. So let's see, how should we do this? Set up your paper and sharpen your pencil and get all ready to have right in front of you your uh paper you're going to draw on and your pencil ready, and then um and then get it into a comfortable position to sit down. And how will we know when everybody's ready? I hope I didn't kill that person. Okay. Well, um, okay, I'll give you a few minutes. Give you a minute here to get ready. Maybe there's some kind of a share thing you could react, like maybe put a heart or something when you're ready, so that because some of you I can't see. You don't, I can't. Oh, there's somebody who's really ready. Oh, there we go. Richard's ready. Jeff is ready. And Philip is ready. And Noam is ready. And Jamie's ready. And Emily's ready. And Scott is ready. Okay. I don't think Jamie's ready. Okay. So sit back down. Okay. Wait for Annie. You ready, Annie? Yeah? Okay. All right. So get comfortable where you're sitting. And Rita's ready. Okay, Rita. Thank you. So let's all come together for a minute of meditation. And get comfortable in your seat. Relax your body. Feel your spine straighten up and just be aware of what your body feels like in this moment. Take a moment to come back in, be in the room that you're in. Be aware of any sounds. Be aware of your breathing. Feel the in-breath and the out-breath. Without any judgment, just be aware of what your body's doing right now. Allow yourself to just listen to what your body is feeling without any judgment. And be aware of your feet. Where are they placed? Are they on the ground? Are they curled up underneath you? Be aware of your legs. And feel your shoulders. And if they need to be released, let them just release a little bit. And be aware of your hands and your arms. If there's any tension, just let it drop. And keep bringing yourself back to your breath. Just be completely in this moment, whatever's in this moment. And slowly, when you're ready, you can open your eyes and just look at the leaf, staying in that same space of just awareness. Just be aware of the leaf in front of you and notice it. Where does the light hit the leaf? Where is it dark? Where is it light? Notice the path of the veins on the leaf. Notice the size of the leaf. And really be aware of this leaf and its contour, the shape of the leaf. With your eye, follow the line that the contour of the leaf makes. And staying with this leaf and staying with the moment, staying in the moment with this leaf. You could pick up your pencil and, without looking at your paper, put the pencil down on the paper and keep looking at the leaf. And this isn't about drawing a thing. This is about following the edge of the leaf. So it doesn't matter what this thing looks like that you're doing right now. Right now, all you're doing is you're connecting the tip of your pencil to the edge of the leaf, and you're putting that on the paper. So you're following the edge of the leaf as you draw on the paper, and you're not looking or trying to make anything. You're just trying to use the act of drawing as a way of staying close to the edge of the leaf and in your thinking. It might stay with all in one place. It might go all over the page. That doesn't matter. All that matters is that you are getting in touch with that leaf by drawing it. That's the intention. And when you've finished, let's see, we have to have some way to be able to connect with each other because we're not in a typical drawing class. I can't see what you're doing or where you're at. So when you're finished, just put up the thumbs up sign under react. This is kind of fun seeing all those thumbs up things. Okay, so the next drawing that you're going to do on the same paper or different paper, whatever you want, is contour drawing looking back and forth. Now you can look at the leaf and then back at your paper. And the idea is all you're doing is you're getting the edge of the leaf, this particular leaf, exactly as it is. So if there's a little bug that ate a little piece off of it, that little piece is part of your drawing. how delicately and precisely can you mark down what's in front of you with that one little leaf? Jamie, you might want to take the thumbs up sign off. There you go. Oh, well, don't worry about it. That's okay, Jamie.
So, Jackie, I have a question. We go over the same outline of the leaf as before, only looking at it and then at the paper.
Right. So the first one was blind contour, which was you weren't looking at the paper. Now it's the same it's contour, but you're going back and forth between the leaf and the paper. And when you're done with that, you could just put up the thumbs up sign. I don't know if Valerie's or Richard or Emily have completed. Emily, yes. And Annie, yes. I know Annie and I are both like electronically peers. um, okay. I don't know, Valerie or Richard. Are you guys complete? Richard is. And how about you, Valerie? Valerie's good. Okay. All right. So the next one we're going to do the leaf again. And this time I'd like you to draw the leaf with your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, draw the leaf with your left hand. If you're left-handed, draw the leaf with your right hand.
You're kidding.
Huh?
You're kidding.
I'm kidding? No, I'm quite serious about this.
Are we are we still
I-
doing just the contour?
Yeah, still just doing the contour. I'm challenging your ability to not be in control. I mean, I could talk at you about control and not control and all these beautiful things about art, but until you actually physically do it, you don't have an experience of it. And what I'm interested here is offering you an experience of not knowing and just bearing witness without judgment. We're not about making something that looks like a leaf that you could put up on your wall in your living room. We're about the experience of it, not the finished product of it. Okay, Emily. So how was that for you, Emily?
It's good to do that for me.
What was
Meet
your
that
experience?
challenge.
What was your experience?
I'm sure I was surprised
How
that I had
so?
a little more control than I realized.
Ah, that's interesting.
So I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Or I could allow it to happen.
Right, right. Wow. How about you, Rita? How was your experience, Rita? I saw a thumb up, so I thought maybe you're done there. Maybe she's having trouble with her getting it through. Jamie, how was your experience of doing that drawing?
I liked it. I use both my hands, but I use my right hand as more fine motor. But I was surprised that I actually think I did a better job with my left, which is
The not
my
dominant?
my less dominant. Yeah, and I also noticed things because the light's changing where I'm sitting. So
Nice.
yeah.
How about you, Noam?
Um, Mostly what I noticed, well, I had way less sort of control, I guess, with my left hand, but each time I draw the leaf, I see more things on the leaf, not on the drawing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the drawing with the left hand is pretty distorted, uh, and also the way I chose to draw the leaf, where I started and where I ended, I used the same start and end with the left hand, but it was designed for the right hand so that like it would
Ah,
have been better to go the other way so that I could see because I couldn't see what I had done with my left hand because my hand was covering what I had already drawn.
oh.
I know to do that with my right hand, but that doesn't work with my left hand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so interesting, isn't it? Like the details of what you see when you do it different ways. It kind of like it's like just changing the lens a little bit here and a little bit here and each time you get something different from the experience. How about you, Annie?
Yes, I love doing it with the left hand because it's not censored at all, and it seems like the forms are much more interesting, even though it looks like a rectangle, but it's okay, and it's I like the contour drawing without looking at the object. I find it's really meditating very slowly and keeps me focused. I love contour drawing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm studying botanical illustration with a really good a teacher I just love, and we always start with those three. So whenever I start with my drawing, I start with that and then move into the finesse or whatever that I'm going to move into. I think that something that happens with art is people get very self-conscious very quickly. And it's really important to break that up, whether you're a practicing artist or new to art, to constantly break up the thing of, I'm making something, because art is an experience. And that's where the juice is. And that's where the brilliance is in the experience of it, not in the I'm going to make something and it's going to look right and it's going to be beautiful and it's going to go up on my wall. And when you get into that mindset, you don't make beautiful things. You lose the humanity of the work. And that's why, like, Picasso loved children's art, because they don't think like that when they're drawing. They don't think like, until they start to, or until it's, and then it all goes to, pieces. So we have to constantly bring ourselves back to beginner's mind. And that's whether we're meditating, whether we're making art, no matter what we're doing. There's such a tendency to want to be right, to want to have it look right, to want people to like us, to want people to like our work. And that all gets in the way of making beautiful work, or having the experience be delightful, you know? And this is not just for people who are new to art, but to artists too. It stops being delightful when we're doing it for a purpose. And our culture is so much about, okay, what is the purpose of this? Which goes back to the original um, slide of why do we make art, And and in our culture, it's thought of as less than important, not important, if there's not some kind of a purpose that is economic in or material in form. Art needs to be not for a purpose. It needs to be for the experience of it. And then, yes, you can have something that's beautiful that you put up on your wall, really beautiful, that you'll keep wanting to look at. But that's not where the making of it comes from. The making of it comes from your experience in the moment of, and then that experience has been set in in form for others to enjoy. So what they're enjoying is you having that experience of the moment. And I'm not sure if I'm trying to be clear. And please feel free to. I think I'd like this to be a discussion now, rather than that you have to raise your hand, because this is how it would be in an art room, which is where I'm used to teaching. I would like to just have you open up your mics and, you know, uh, and if you can, I don't know, Richard or Valerie, if we could, or Rita, if we could see you. I know some people you can't because they can't have both the audio and the visual at the same time. But if you can, that'd be great, because then we could have a discussion now of Thanks, Rita, of your experience. And you know, and just to all talk together like we would in a classroom, an art room.
Well,
So,
can I start briefly? I'll just
yeah.
jump in here. Jackie, thank you so much for explaining that idea of the experience versus the finished work, or how one projects it should be, should look like. And I remember Picasso once said it took him years to, what is it, that quote about it takes him a lifetime to draw like a child, because he had to unlearn all those social restrictions about what a work of art is. And I was a little anxious about this workshop because I thought, oh, are we going to have to show our work on the screen? And but it looks like we won't. And so it's a relief, because there's all these expectations I have about what it should look like or doesn't. And when I get into that free form, it's like a spiritual experience.
It is. It is.
And
Yeah,
and it
and
doesn't happen all the time. It's not like, okay, I'm here and there. It takes a lot of work. Somebody once told me, he was a painter. He said, I do 500 paintings, and after 500, I might find one I like.
Mhm. Yeah, and this isn't about making something you like. It's about the experience of doing it. And like I make art all the time. I think of them as my droppings. The finished product are your droppings. That's not the important part. The important part is the experience you're having of communion with life while you're making art. And that's with abstract art. I'm an abstract artist. That's with abstract as well as representational art. Um, it's 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 the experience and the ritual, the communion that goes on at the moment. And like you say, Annie, like some of the things you'll just throw out or not, but you don't know, you don't know what's going to speak to you afterwards. But that's the afterwards. We get too quickly into the afterwards and we forget to be in the moment. And we do that with everything. And art is just a metaphor for how we do our life. We're way ahead of ourselves usually. I know I am. And I have to constantly, and that's what a practice is, constantly bringing yourself back to the present moment. Not just once, not I've been meditating for 50 plus years and I still have to constantly bring myself back, it it slips very easily, very quickly. And the same thing with art. You so quickly slip into what are people going to think of what I make? Is this good enough? Am I good enough? Go right into that way of thinking. And if I just give you a taste today of a moment of not thinking like that, I have done my job. That's my intention, is to give you, with all that talking you know, and everything that I was doing, it's only about giving you today an experience of being in the moment while you're drawing, as opposed to thinking of the work and what it's going to be in the future, and am I good enough? Or you notice those things, just like with meditation, you notice, um, you go into thinking and you bring yourself back. You go into thinking and you bring yourself back. That's what meditation is. It's mine anyway, is, go into thinking, bring yourself back. And we, as Zen practitioners, have this incredible tool that is so valuable to making art. And so I just want to put those two things together, the making of the art and the Zen practice, because it's they enhance each other really greatly. So how about anybody have any comments or questions, or want to share their experience of doing that?
Yeah, this is Phil. Thank you for your the whole thing here today. It's been helpful to me. When you, like I said, when you first suggested doing my other hand, I thought, no, this is it, and that's my judgment. I can't draw with my left hand. Um, and the truth is, it doesn't look nearly as good as my right hand. But then it comes right back to judgment. The point was, am I trying to render something that looks good or something that I can hold up and show other people, hey, look how creative I am? So much of my life is looking for validation, but I've been meditating for 24 years, and but most of my time I spent writing. But I have the same experience that when I think about, is someone going to like this piece or these, but there are moments, I assume it's like true for you, where I get lost in the writing without any concern. I'm just, now it just flows. But as soon as that thought arises, well, what am I going to do with this? What's this for? I'm done. I've lost the thread, and I have to back off. And also, I'll say, for people like you, or even people like me, when people, other people say, I can't meditate, because thoughts keep coming. I said, that's the essence of meditation. Even after 50 years, thoughts keep coming. The point is, it never was the point of not having thoughts. Our thoughts come unbidden, and I don't even know where they come from. They don't come from me. But putting them aside, um, and just letting them not jump on the boat, um, I like, and the writing. So this was a useful exercise, you know. It actually looks like a leaf, but again, I'm writing it to judgment again. But uh, which wasn't the point. But it's somewhat. It's. I'll just say it's somewhat gratifying that when you let go of everything, the unexpected result is the result that you were looking for.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Philip. Exactly. I think it was Freud who was working with a writer. I could be mistaken there, but who had writer's block. And he said, okay, you go into a room for 24 hours, you just write. It doesn't matter. You could write the thing over and over and over. You just write, write. You don't leave your chair even to get up to eat.
Yeah.
And to break through that um that judging mind, that is that is writer's block, that is artist block. It's the same process for any art form. It's the same. Art has the same kind of process regardless of the medium. And the what stops art in all of us, because we're all artists, what stops art in all of us is that whole thing of judgment and not being in the moment. And instead of seeing this leaf that's in front of me, saying, okay, it's a leaf. I know what a leaf is. I know how to draw a leaf. You lose it. You lose it. And to get back to it, you need to bring yourself back to the present moment, right now, this leaf, right now, whatever it is you're doing, this scale, this sentence, whatever it is. And it's something that is that no matter how much work you do in your medium, we all go back off stray on that, and have to and not come down on ourselves for going off course, because that's kind of that is the practice, is going off course and noticing it and coming back in a gentle way. And then it becomes really fun. I got to tell you, it becomes like the more you do it, it you get into a zone with it. And that's the place that the experience meets the awakening.
Yeah. The one thing you just said, when you get off course, coming back in a gentle way is critical, because the same critical voice about getting off course can be really unhinging when you're off course again, and then you start, I should be better at this. I should not be anyway. The gentleness of coming back to the present moment is coming back to the present moment is as critical. It's very critical to come back gently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Philip. I agree. It really is. And also to realize that there's nothing wrong with you that you went off course.
Yeah.
That is what we do. That is what we humans do, you know. And so like to expect it rather than begrudge yourself for that, to allow it to be what it is. Yeah. Well, it looks like we're at the end of the time. Is there anything anybody else would like to share before we close?
I just
Yeah.
wanted to apologize. I just wanted to apologize that I didn't answer when you asked me. I was here, but I'm having technical difficulties and I'm on my tablet and I couldn't unmute myself.
Oh God,
Just like that. So I just wanted to say I really enjoyed the experience, and what you are sharing here, what you all are sharing here is resonating with me very much.
Great. Thanks, Rita. And I was having the exact same technical challenges at the beginning of trying to get that slideshow together. Kind of threw me off my game for a minute there. Emily, did you want to say something?
I wanted to say I appreciated the experience that started with going outside and choosing a leaf. And I think I was ahead of myself because, and I'm curious about when I do it again, I think I'd already was going for the perfect leaf that I could draw,
Beautiful
which
insight,
narrowed my
Emily.
attention. And I'm going to hold that and pay attention to
Oh,
that.
that's so beautiful. Thank you, Emily. That's so beautiful. That's a real leap. That's a aha moment, as Oprah would say. I mean that, and I have them too, like looking at Rory McCune's work and picking that really complex leaf. You have to be a master to pick a leaf like he picked, of with all of the complexities to it. Um,
But
but
could
it's
there
like,
be a problem of ahead of myself where I'm choosing that leaf because I'm going to draw it and
ah,
not be open to all those other leaves?
yeah.
I think I'm going to be curious as I choose another one, and perhaps not knowing what resonates.
Oh, beautiful, Emily.
Not for the drawing, but for the leaf.